Good morning, everyone. It is now, oh my goodness, it is now September 23rd, and we'll move on to other discussions. I hope you've had a wonderful morning. I've been able to walk the farm. I even got on the tractor for a little bit, and my two puppies are somewhat happy. You just have to feed them enough and give them enough to do. Unfortunately, the trainer didn't show up, and I had everything ready. I had the vests on, I had them fed, and they were just sitting there ready, and then he never showed. And then I got scared because he never doesn't show. And so every day we value all the individuals that are in our lives. We count on them because we need to love them, connect with them. That's why I am so passionate. Me, the nurse, but I'm also so passionate on working with you, doing this podcast. I'm learning, you're learning. Some people say to me, Jan, protection is not really that important. The stock market's what's important. Stock market's been going up, interest rates are going down. My son is doing his blog on the top 10 charts. He learned chart analysis from me. But what I've learned at my age is how important protection is. So what I'm focusing on is I am focusing on protection first. Number one for businesses, I am a CIPA, financial advisor, on my way to getting my CFP. But truly, I start from a medical perspective first, the standard of care, duty. We don't want to breach duties. So what do we look at? We look at risk tolerance. We look at your risk tolerance. We look at your timeline. And then we grow a tree. So it is with that I look at managing risk, saving cash flow, accumulating. What does the statistics say on average? If we're able to save anywhere from 20 to 30% of your income, whether that be in a whole life policy, whether that be put into real estate, whatever you can do to increase liquidity, increase growth. I call that the root system of the tree. And each one of the branches become the SEP, the Roth, the 401k, 403b, and all the other plans that we need to accumulate over the chance of a lifetime, so that when we get to this ripe old age, all my friends right now, all my friends are in Italy, one place or another. My son is leaving for Malta next week, and we're here today. We're not going to talk about the Roth, which we did the other day, and then we talked about the SEP the other day. Today, we're going to focus on something, and we're going to take a little bit of a lighter tack, but we're really going to focus on the simplicity yet the complexity of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. And why? Because to all of us, taxation is important. Why? Because you and I work so hard. We work so hard to make what we do, and then a good deal of it is taken away. Some people understand how to be very shrewd with their money, and they're able, therefore, to save a lot more on tax-efficient investments. And then some of us aren't. And so hopefully what I do every day that I work, J. Oliver Maxwell, I team also with Guardian. My objective is to mentor you, sit by your side, hold you accountable. And therefore, if you do talk to me, I'm going to demand transparency. Why? Because if we don't do that, we don't grow and nothing happens. So we don't even want to audition if you're not going to truly invest in this relationship. So what is the One Big Beautiful Tax Act? So serious and not so serious takeaways. So we're going to think of every major tax act as a universal refresh button. So it's a time when Congress tweaks the rules. Like it or not, we're given an invitation to revamp, reevaluate, and redream what you and I are doing with our money. And I like that. I like chances to recheck, redream. I like that word, to get ourselves on track. So number one, we're going to be aware. And so we're going to be aware of rate shifts. It's time to check your tax bracket and talk to your CPA. You're going to take a look at your deductions, which are always critical in your reevaluation of what you're doing. So sorry, I've got these two wonderful lab puppies, and they're having trouble with boundaries. And so they want constantly. And I'm having to learn that even when they bark, just like a baby, I can't answer to it 24/7. Maybe some of you will answer back and say I should, but that's what I was doing, and my blood pressure was going up. And I'm not the best of dog trainers. So this is real life, guys. This is like real life. So let's talk about our deductions. Are itemized deductions still your friend? And please, again, all the advice I give needs to be backed by your accountant, how you manage your things. I'm here to mentor, guide, grow. If you do decide to call me, that's one thing. But for right now, just hear me out. Take a look at credits for clean energy or childcare, and then recalculate. So with your business, and that's where I try to shine. You know, do we do a pass-through versus an S-Corp versus a C-Corp, which gives you the best mix of tax and liability benefits under the latest rule? So really take a look at that. In retirement, what are your contribution limits, your Roth conversions, your capital gain windows? Laws can move those goalposts and will. And with estate updates, unified credit and annual exclusion amounts can shift, and the estate plan is never a set it and forget it. So what we're going to do is we're going to check your what your holdings are. We're going to have a financial spa day. So come and meet me, and we'll have a financial spa day, like a financial wellness day, where we'll just walk the farm and sit down, evaluate, and you leave refreshed because everything is reviewed. And we're going to declutter your money closet. So we're going to close all zombie subscriptions, and we're going to make sure that we find all the ways, and I will help you do that, to clean up all your old policies, all your things that you're not utilizing anymore, and save a couple more pennies. So revisit your budget, review all your insurance policies, including those that you do not yet have. Have you ever thought that perhaps out of the blue, there's an accident, and we need to be able to have proper insurances in place so that we protect against things like that. And this year, I took on a whole life, a DI, and then a subsequent policy to cover me in case there are any kind of accidents. I love to meet with my CPA, so don't wait. And update your wills and trusts. It's essential. So I'm just going to go down a couple more things. Knowing uncertainty exists around the tax future, it's clear. It's been a constant topic of discussion, impacting all financial strategic considerations among individuals, families, and small businesses. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act addresses much of the uncertainty, making many of the provisions permanent, adding a degree of clarity to future tax policy. comprehensive legislation includes tax provisions beyond just making the 2017 tax cuts permanent. Everything from senior bonus and larger state and local tax deductions to breaks for tip income, overtime pay, and auto loans. It even creates a new tax advantage saving account just for children. So what are the key changes to you and your family that I hope you review after we talk about this today? Tax rates have been made permanent. The favorable 2017 tax cuts are now permanent, providing clarity to your long-term tax management. Estate tax exemptions, estate and gift tax exemptions permanently increased to $15 million for individuals, $30 million for married couples in 2026. SALT deductions, the state and local tax deduction cap increases from $10,000 all the way to $40,000 starting in 2025 through 2029, which could affect those higher tax states. Higher standard deductions starting in 2025. Standard deductions increase to $15,750 for the single tax filer and $23,625 for head of household, $31,500 for married couples filing jointly. Senior bonus deduction, if you're 65 or older, you can claim an additional $6,000 deduction through 2028. If your income is under $75,000, it's $150,000 for married couples. Enhanced child tax credit. The child tax credit permanently increases to $2,200 per qualifying child, with the refund portion reaching $1,700 for 2025. Starting in 2025, the 529 plan withdrawal can be used tax-free for a broader range of educational expenses, including tutoring, curriculum materials, educational therapies, non-college credits, like licensing programs. Bravo. Brilliant, okay? So remember the 529. Child savings accounts. Every child born in the U.S. between January 1, 2025 and December 31st, 2028, with at least one parent having a Social Security number, will automatically receive a $1,000 deposit funded by the Treasury, unless the family opts out. Families can contribute up to $5,000 a year. Employers can add $2,500 a year within that $5,000 limit. The funds must be invested in a low-cost U.S. equity index fund and grow tax-deferred. Qualified withdrawals will be taxed at the long-term capital interest gains rate. So for that small business owner, the 20% qualified business income deduction is permanent. Small business expense limits increase from 1 to 2.5 million. 100% bonus depreciation is restored. While these changes provide welcome tax relief, many of the new provisions are temporary and they do expire in 2028. This creates potential uncertainty. We need to monitor and prepare for any financial strategy. What this means for you starting today. Tax changes impact your financial investment and estate management decisions. The key is to understand how they specifically apply to you and adjust your strategy accordingly. So, looking at all of this, it's so important for me to read this aloud, to go over this with you, to understand everything about every branch of the tree, starting with the base. At the base, we're going to go back to that because that's where it's at. And I care for the caregiver. I care for the professional. Anyone who's so busy with their lives, they want to be able to focus on traveling, on enjoying life, on enjoying their family. Let me take the realm and go over weekly one of these subject areas. So whether it's a Roth, whether it's a SEP, whether it's taxation, let's get it together, okay? Let's become accountable to ourselves. Let's love ourselves. In case of illness, let's make sure that we've got a whole life policy set up. Let's make sure, in case, heaven forbid, a drunk driver hits us and we get in an accident that we can't work for a month, that we have a disability policy that covers us greater than what our employment does, because we know that even though they say it might cover 60%, we know that that's taxed. And we may get very little of that. So really, really, really take account, not only for you, but for your family. Whatever pennies we put into investing and saving long-term, growing wealth long-term, being a little bit more frugal will pay off. So it's always wonderful to speak with you. As you can hear, my puppies are quiet. That one of the trainers finally came. But if you have any tips for raising lab puppies, please let me know. I'm Jan Attard. Years and years resuscitating babies, being an expert at the bedside. Years and years now resuscitating people's financial lives. Something that I probably need as much or more than any of you. But if you want to audition, if you truly want to change your life, I'm here. And now I'm empowered to help you. I have a bucket load of experts that I work with on an ongoing basis, both from the SEPA perspective, small business valuation, and individually. And we gather on my farm and celebrate everyone's success. So bravo to you. And I look forward to hearing from you. Jan Attard, J. Oliver Maxwell, named after my 3 crazy, crazy, wonderful sons. Yeah, just get in touch. Cheers. Have a great day.